Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for all your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the top of this video, and with the new season of Reign of Chaos coming up quickly, it's starting in a few days time on Monday the 31st of Jan. We have the two new SX10 heroes released into the game, and we're going to get straight into having a look at them. So first off, we've got healer L. Now L is a support footman hero. I did kind of preview her in my 2022 preview video, but you can scrap that already because the devs have nerfed her. So I was really excited to see this hero coming into the game. She was going to have a load of OP skills, and she still might be very good, but let's have a look at what she's packing and the differences between this hero and the skills of the corresponding hero, which is called Snowy in Last Shelter Survival. So of course her first skill is the usual dictator skill, giving the extra marching capacity, nothing new there. Second skill is Salvation. It's a status skill, so it's going to activate pre-battle, and it's going to be effective all of the time. So that's a good start in terms of her abilities. Effective range is 2. Now, when the front row squad deals damage, it will recover some troops as many as 40% of the damage dealt. So this is similar to the Liberator's skill, which will give you 40% back based on the damage that the back row does. But with his skill, for instance, that doesn't start until later in the battle. So if we have a quick look at Liberator, is it his skill 8? Yeah. So starting from the 4th round, 40% of the damage your back row squad deals will be converted into front row troops after the effect ends. So this is not as clear wording for this skill, which this, I'm hoping it's just bad translation. Recovers some troops as many as 40%. I would hope it's just is 40%, and it would be for the front row. In LSS, then you had to also then be in the middle row for the next part of the skill, but there's no wording for that for L in row. So potentially for the second part, 50% of the damage will be taken by the hero squad. So when the front row squad takes damage, 50% of the damage will be taken by the hero squad. So this is kind of siphoning off damage from the front row, protecting it. If it can last longer in the game, that hero's abilities on the front row can obviously continue later into the battle, and you've got more chance of winning. Interestingly, they've spelt squad wrong there, but anyway, I'm sure they'll get that rectified. So 50% of the damage will be taken by the hero squad. Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's potentially going to mean that you can have 3 heroes last longer into the battle, even against the big damage dealers. This is going to help kind of counter your like Beast Queen combos, maybe even combos with, for instance, Lawman, who's doing a lot of damage to the front row. Any like counter attack combos, those kind of heroes, or splash attacks. Splash attacks would be middle and back row. Sorry, but yeah, this is going to potentially allow you to have more options on your front row. You might even be able to put ranged killer heroes on the front row because L is going to protect them for longer. So let's go on and look at the rest of her skills. Skill 3, defensive formation, the usual extra 50% resistance for your troops, and on skill 4, offensive formation, the extra 50% might. Nothing new here. Skill 5, healing light. It's a combat skill, effective range of 2. 100% chance, so great start there. It should activate every round unless she has been suppressed or silenced, to recover some troops for all allied squads. So this is great. You've basically, Ella is effectively, as her name says, giving you healing, and this is additional healing for the front row on top of what she's already doing, from the 40% of the amount that the damage is dealing. So your front row with L in the combo in your Legion is potentially going to be very well protected, going to be doing a lot of healing. 50% recovery rate. Now this is a big debuff compared to Last Shelter Survival. In Last Shelter Survival, the recovery rate was 90%. So they've debuffed it by, bearing in mind this is applicable for all 3 squads, they've debuffed it by 120% for row. How does that translate in terms of numbers? It's probably like maybe 5,000 troops around, I think. So she's going to be potentially healing 40,000 troops less, compared to the version in Last Shelter Survival. So we're going to have to wait and see how OP that this healing ability is. It is guaranteed healing for all rows. Yeah, let's see. I mean, skill 6, of course, she is going to be giving extra HP, as you would expect. She's a tanky hero. And skill 7, yep, 40% extra resistance for your troops as well. So just helping protect your squad. And then skill 8, Oblivion, prep skill. Effective range of 5. So you can place her anywhere in your legion, front, middle, or back row. The 2 effects are applied independently each round. So there's 2 things that this skill does. 50% chance to reduce the damage caused by 2 random enemy squads by 10%. Now again, in LSS that is 30%. So a total of 60% reduction in damage, which is a nice debuff. Not quite as good as Hellfire's, but it's still a really good debuff. But in Row, this has been dropped down to 10%. I think that is a pretty big nerfing of this ability, and 2 times 10%, I'm not sure how effective this skill is going to be anymore. And then the second independently calculated part of the skill is 50% chance to increase the damage taken by 2 random enemy squads by 30%. So you're getting a 60% swing there, because it's 2 times 30 plus this 10%, so it's actually 80%. When you factor that in, then it is basically a similar level of buffing / debuffing to Hellfire's 8th skill. It's not quite as OP as, for instance, Sakura Blossom's abilities, which are like giving you a swing of 100%. But if this had been 30%, you would have a total of 120%, 2 times 30 times twice, swing in damage between your legion and the opponent's. It's still pretty good. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, in terms of abilities, of course, as it says, you do have the freedom to put L anywhere in your squad. So you probably will want to unlock this 8th skill first, and then her 6th skill, then 7th skill, in terms of skill unlocking orders. And then if we're thinking about combinations, purely like if you're thinking about footmen, then you're looking at like Bleeding Steed, Skander, L potentially, as a combo for like really high healing. If you're looking at mixed combinations, we'll have to talk about that in a minute, because she does synergize with the new Archer hero, Poison Master, that I'm going to be talking about. So there is a combo with Scarlet Reaver, Poison Master Healer, which probably is going to be the most common combo that everyone is running with her. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of probably it. I mean, because she's just healing everyone and doing that damage debuff, she will basically work with anyone. She synergizes with, well, in terms of some other support heroes, she will synergize with everyone. But when you consider this, when the front row squad deals damage, you're gonna want to put her with a high damage dealer. So potentially you might be looking at Avalanche in that front row. You might be looking at Immortal, Spectral Reaper, maybe even Huntress, possibly. Not Huntress, sorry, Ranger. I'm thinking of LSS. So yeah, there's going to be a few options available to you with L. So let's go on and look at the second hero. The second hero is Poison Master, and as you can see, he is a support archer hero, Poison Master Deus. So let's look at him now. Again, he has been nerfed a bit compared to his LSS version. So skill 1, of course, is the Dictator skill, the 23,100 extra marching bonus. Skill 2, spreading poison. It's a status still. So again, really good start. It's activating pre-battle. It's going to be effective for the whole battle. It can't be controlled, and the effective range is 5. So this is going to imply that, again, like Al, you can put Poison Master anywhere in your squads. When all allied squads cast skills, 50% chance to poison a random enemy squad. Poison rate is 100%, lasting 2 rounds and stackable for 3 layers. So now this is the first interesting point. Is now this this skill description is the same as when this hero originally came out in LSS, which is that when all allied squads cast skills, so any skills, so you want to be putting him with heroes that are doing a lot of skills. So that's potentially it is Scarlet Reaver because her second skill is 100%. It could even be the Edolan because Edolan does pack off a lot of skills. Huntress can do a lot of skills. Any like even who else can do lots of skills? Spectral Reaper can do lots of skills if paired with Warden, for instance. That might be an option. And obviously in mixed combos, just any hit like Scander does lots of skills. There's going to be lots of different options in that regard. Just looking at this though, so just to let you know, potentially this skill could get changed. So in LSS, this wording was changed so that he was then paired with hero. It was squad's combat skills. So right now it's just any skills, and 50% chance. You're wanting to max this out. You're wanting to be casting about 6 skills around, right? So we'll have to wait and see if this skill description changes. In terms of actual damage, it's going to be a maximum of 300% from this skill, lasting for 2 rounds, which is 600% damage. I believe this does also affect it can affect multiple opponent squads, because obviously you can have squads cast more than you can have like 4 or 5 skills cast in a round, so it could then affect multiple. And this is just going to be random each time, so it could be that you are doing a lot of damage from this skill every round. His skill 3 and 4 are the same, an extra 50% resistance, an extra 50% might. Skill 5, Acid Rain, it's a prep skill, so again, it's going to activate pre-battle. It's not going to be able to be stopped. It's effective range of 5. This is very interesting. Each layer of poison on enemy squads will reduce the damage they caused by 10% up to a maximum of 30%. So remember, they're talking about those layers in the skill 2. So you can layer it up 3 times, and it's going to last for 2 rounds. Particularly if you can layer it up 3 times in that first round. So you're looking at a 10% debuff on the damage caused. This can affect all enemy squads at the same time. Now, again, compared to LSS, this skill has been nerfed. In LSS, it was by 20% each layer and a maximum of 60%. Now, if you think you even compared to other skills at the moment, if you could max this on all 3 of your opponent's squads, that is a 90% debuff in total, which is significant. That's still, again, one of the best debuffs. So even though this has been reduced, because being able to reduce the damage that your opponent's squads do by 60% each, that is absolutely huge. That is the best. That would be the best debuff, damage debuff skill in the game. And then the second part as well is you will reduce their healing effect by 35% up to 100% max. So this is potentially going to annihilate any kind of healing combos, combos with Lawman, Scander, Bleeding Steed, all those kind of healers in the game, Army Breaker. This is going to be a game changer for sure, just even this 5th skill, because if you can max those layers on skill 2, then that is going to mean that your skill 5 is stopping your opponent doing damage and stopping them completely from healing, which can have a huge impact on certain combos that are being set up specifically because they're healers. So again, like Poison Master immediately actually counters healer, interestingly enough. So let's go on and have a look at the 6th skill. And considering what we've already said, like he does damage, but he is a support hero. He's got 15% extra HP on his 6th skill, which makes him pretty tanky and potentially, again, frees him up to be on any row. Potentially, like, he could be front row if you wanted. You're running the risk, of course, that if he gets annihilated early in the game, that he could then, obviously, you're going to lose all that extra damage. But it does give you a few options. Now, his 7th skill is extra might. No surprise there. And then 8th skill is Deadly Virus. It's a combat skill. and it's a 50% chance to poison a random enemy squad, and this is going to increase the poison rate to 180%. So you can then, this can be, and here we go, lasting 2 rounds and stackable with other poisons. So this can be linked with the second skill again, so you could have 2 lots of 100% plus this 180% poison, so that's 380% for 2 rounds as well. So that's 760%. And if it's happening to multiple squads, that is significant amounts of damage. Also, it's meanwhile 50% chance to make it enter the suppressed state lasting 1 round. This random enemy squad. It's 50% chance for the skill to activate in the first place, then only 50% chance to make it enter a suppressed state. Of course, suppression is the best form of control in the game because it's going to stop your opponent's squad from basic attacking, the troops from basic attacking, and the hero from getting off any combat skills. So that would slow people down. But, bearing in mind it's actually 25%, you're probably only going to see this the suppression happen a couple of times in the battle. So that's not great for me. Of course, this all links in with being able to poison would then give you these. It's helping this second skill. You're more likely to produce layers each round, which then is going to boost the effects on skill 5 up to this 30% max for the damage reduction and 100% for the healing. So all of his skills synergize really nicely. Again, because you can put him, this is a range 5. His skills are range 5. You can put him anywhere. You can put him middle, back row. And this synergizes with his second and fifth skill. Again, I would suggest that for Poison Master, you're going to want to unlock his 8th skill first. And then 6th skill, then 7th skill. Obviously, you can't put him front row if you're unlocking that 8th skill first. But you could still use him, for you small spenders out there, maybe if you only recruited him twice, you got 1 duplicate in a recruitment run. You could run him and he'd be pretty good in a Legion. Now, these 2 heroes are going to really mix up the combos in the game, particularly Poison Master, because of his ability to stop healers. So you're wanting him to be paired with heroes that do a lot of skills. So obviously, immediately L's 5th skill is a combat skill with a 100% chance. So you're definitely going to want to pair them together. We talked about Scarlet Reaver. So you can put Scarlet on the front row because L is going to then protect her with healing her. And Scarlet Reaver does a lot of guaranteed damage, which then is going to increase that healing as well from L's second skill. So you've got a 100% chance to deal 100% damage to the enemy front row squad, with a 24% chance. Oh no, what's this max out at? 40%? Yeah, with a 40% chance to deal an additional 400% damage to the enemy squad with the lowest troops, which will usually be the front row. So you can potentially be getting 500% damage from this skill, and it's again 100% chance every time. So that's going to help with the Poison Master's poison layering. Her 5th skill is a combat skill as well, and this attacks 5 times. And then on the 8th skill, she's going to be doing burning. And again, this is prep skill. It's pre-battle. It can't be stopped. So on turns 1, 4, and 7, you're getting these additional burning statuses as well. And this combo is going to be good because it's the hero squad gains 35% countering against cavalries. So again, in the game, usually cavalries are like the OP combinations. But potentially Scarlet Reaver, L, Poison Master, or you could probably actually do L or Poison Master the other way around if you wanted. That's going to be a really nice combination. All allied squads deal 50% skill damage plus 50% skill damage against burning targets as well. So you're getting all of this extra damage from Poison Master already, from all of these layers, and then he's going to be doing more damage because of this buff on Scarlet Reaver. Other heroes that do lots of skills, Army Breaker's got 3 lots of combat skills, regularly does a decent amount of skills every battle. Of course, and if you're thinking about doing a combo with these guys, like you might want to do Scarlet Poison Lust, for instance, because let's have a look at Lust. She's got this is a combat skill, so potentially if it does switch to combat skill wording, you've got a combat skill there. Her 5th skill is a 50% chance, and then her 8th skill is going to deal damage as well to CC'd. Maybe you don't want to use Lust, perhaps. Yeah, Army Breaker, potentially Poison Master and Scander, for instance. That's going to do a lot of healing, as long as you're not up against other Poison Master combos, because you've got this huge healing from Scander there, 50% chance. His 5th skill is 70% chance, so that gets off a lot. Yeah, there's going to be basically Poison Master is going to work with loads of different combinations. Potentially, he could still work with like Ashen does get off a fair amount of skills in a battle. If you're thinking about Desert Storm in terms of the poison, so Desert Storm is one of a few other heroes that does poison, but it's a very small amount of damage. It's not gonna. It would allow those layers to stack, and this is a prep skill. But poison doesn't activate until the 5th round, so you're not going to benefit from those. I wouldn't suggest putting Desert Storm together, just because really you benefit more from pairing Poison Master with heroes that are going to do lots of skills from the first couple of turns, so that you onwards, so that you do get those layers taking advantage of that layering ability. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting week in the game. You know, even like heroes like Datch, for instance, Datch's 2nd skill is 100% chance. So potentially you could run Datch front row with poison and L maybe. There's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of testing by those of us in row in the coming couple of weeks in this season to see how these heroes work. You know, a guaranteed healer, L is going to be is going to really work well against a lot of combos. And the other thing is to think about is, can Ranger then become useful in the game as well? Because Ranger, if you place her in the corresponding row to Dios, then her troop attacks are gonna. You could, like, if you pair her with, well, maybe even a poison and an Ava, that combo might be able to take out Poison Master because of all the extra attacks and damage being done at the start of the battle. Because really, you want a combo that is going to take out Poison Master. But then, yeah, but then you're making, if you don't have, like, you could put Ranger front row and have L in there to protect her, maybe. But no, Ranger's not going to be. You wouldn't probably. You're not going to have Poison Master front row actually. So, yeah, there's going to be loads of combos, guys. This video is going on for 22 minutes. So, I think, you know, I've covered all the kind of key points in the game. It's going to be interesting. You know, these two heroes in LSS were absolutely OP heroes, must-have heroes. Both of them have been nerfed a little bit in row, even though Poison Master's 2nd skill still being linked to any skill at the moment means that he could be crazy effective, just piling on that poison skill. So, yeah, let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. We'll get, obviously there'll be plenty of testing and battle videos from the next Eden season. I'll be bringing that to you guys and bringing some more thorough guides, hopefully, on these heroes and my updated opinions on how they're working and what good combos they're working in the coming days. So that is it for this video. Of course, if you like the video, please do click on that like, and if you have any comments, you know, maybe about the nerfing of the heroes or who you think they would work well with, then please do pop your comments in the comment section down below. And if you could please share this video in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for now, and I'll see you soon.